In the hustle bustle of the city of Lagos, there lived Chimamanda. She was a working class girl, and every day she went to work from home, where she lived with her parents and siblings. One day, she was at the bus stop when a man stepped on her right foot. She felt a sharp pain, and she flinched. It pained her so much that she turned and insulted the man who had mashed her feet. "Can't you watch where you are going?" she shouted in pain. "Stupid man," she said painfully. Chimamanda had a very bad morning that day at home with her other siblings before heading for work that morning. Otherwise, she was not that type of a girl. The anger and awe welling up inside her, she let off the smoke on the innocent man who had mistakenly hurt her. The young man turned and held her to steady her. "I'm so sorry, please," he pleaded in a serious voice. "Please, sorry," he added. But Chimamanda will not listen. "You are telling me sorry. Will that stop the pain?" she barked. Despite the efforts put by Bema, the young man, to calm her down, it did not work. She said angrily, "Only heaven knows the stupid woman that will marry your kind." She rained abuses on him. And then she held him by the neck of the shirt, while the onlookers were trying to remove her hand. But before they could do it, she slapped him on the face. Man was surprised in his life. No woman had ever done that. He looked at her, and a feeling came into him that something must have happened to her before getting there. He doesn't think that stepping on her feet alone was the one that had caused her to slap him. He looked at her very hard and smiled. He was a very gentleman and never raised his hands to beat any girl. He looked at Chimamanda's face and the fury raging all over her. He concluded there must have been something that happened that made her to react this way. But as he was doing that, someone called her. "Chimamanda, why? Why are you slapping the man?" He turned and looked at the person. He must have known her. Finally, he managed to extricate himself from her. He had parked his car somewhere very close to the bus stop to get something to buy and head back to the office. And he had mistakenly stepped on Chimamanda's feet. Chimamanda was annoyed. He looked at her and shook his head. "I'm so sorry, madam. Please, don't madam me. Please go. Get out of here. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see your face." With that, the young man shook his head and walked away. And the thing that Chimamanda had said was still ringing in his mind. What was that? That word, those words she said. "I wonder who in heaven's name knows the stupid woman that will marry your kind of a man." He was still thinking it until he got home. Well, about 5 years later, Enubema was browsing on Facebook when he suddenly came across Chimamanda's profile on Facebook. He looked closer, and behold, it was that same girl. He had stepped on her foot and she had slapped him, that was right there in front of him. "Wow!" he exclaimed. "This world seemed big." But no, it's a small world. Ha 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 ha, he laughed. He shook his head in disbelief as he looked at the face in front of him. He checked her profile and saw that she was still single and decided to chat her up. "It's a long time now," he thought within him. "Let me see if she will still remember my face." He chatted her up And she responded. He continued chatting with her daily, every day, and discovered she had not even remembered his face at all. She had completely forgotten his face. More than 5 years now. So he continued to chat with her online until the chatting resulted into dating, online dating, because he was outside the country while Chimamanda was within the country. So it was then that he one day asked her, "Can you tell me any strange encounter you must have encountered when you were younger?" And she laughed and said, "I remember one day when I was going to work, one bus stop, a man stepped on my foot. And that man that stepped on my foot, I gave him the best my tongue could give him. Hey, I'm sorry for that man, oh, because I was angry at home. My younger ones had made me to be angry, and I just put everything on him, and it was a mistake. He mashed my feet. So Enubema laughed and said, "Oh, I said it, that it was actually something, but she did not look someone like a rude person." So that was it. As they were dating one day, Enubema told Chimamanda they should get married, and Chimamanda accepted. Then Enubema told him that he lived abroad. He will send all the money and everything for the arrangement to be made, and he will not be able to come because of his work until the day of the marriage. They agreed on that, and Enubema sent money to Chimamanda's family and his own family and gave Chimamanda the one she would use for the marriage. So, on the day of the marriage, everything was set and the bride was in native attire. She was ready and set, waiting for the groom to arrive and pay the dowry according to the traditions and customs of the people. That was when Enubema arrived there, and there was a heavy clapping and dancing on the floor as they saw the young man, well dressed and handsome looking, enter the stage. As Enubema was about to put down the dowry for the bride price, he told the audience to give him a moment to praise his wife. And then he turned to Chimamanda and said, in Chimamanda's tone, he said, the tone she had used on that day, he had stepped on her feet and said, Chimamanda." Then the Chimamanda responded, "Yes, my love." He said again, "Chimamanda, yes, my love. Will you marry me? That only heaven knows the stupid woman that will marry my kind of person," he said in the tone Chimamanda had used. And Chimamanda opened her mouth and looked into his eyes. Instant recognition of his eyes and physique flickered on her face, and she began to panic in fear. "Oh," she stammered, and was about to fall down when Enubema held her and raised her up. What? What? People shouted and rushed towards there. "Yes, Chimamanda," he said aloud. "Is the same man that stepped on your feet that fateful morning. That stupid man that's about to be your husband, my love." The story was told to everyone present, and the family members were surprised. It was on that day that many people, Chimamanda included, knew that the world, though big, is a small place. It is good to be nice and polite to people because you can never know where your destiny lies. Chimamanda thought that was the end of the marriage, but Enubema said he was already in love with her and did what he did only to teach his wife and other people a lesson to learn to be polite no matter the situation. They got married, and Enubema took his wife Chimamanda abroad, tamed and now very, very polite and humble, to live with him in the country where he stayed. That's the end of the story. Please like the videos and don't forget to share widely so that we can get more views. Thanks for watching.